Most people get stuck. They understand Robert Kiyosaki's Cashflow Quadrant. They know the left side, employee and self-employed, is about trading your time for money. And they know the right side, business owner and investor, is about owning systems and assets. But they don't know how to actually cross over, so they stay stuck on the left side forever. Here's the mistake that keeps them there. They think they have to quit their job to move. They think it's a giant leap of faith. It's not. You don't jump, you climb. You build your right side income while you maintain your left side income. Let me give you the 10-year timeline. This is the real path. Year 1, you're an employee, the E quadrant, making $60,000 a year. You minimize your expenses, you maximize your savings, and you invest $10,000 into simple dividend stocks or an index fund. You are now E and I. A very small I, but you've started. You're on the board. Year 2, you do it again. Another $10,000 invested. Your portfolio is now generating maybe $800 a year in passive income. It's not life-changing, but it's real, and it's compounding. Years 3 through 5, you just keep going. You keep investing. Your I quadrant portfolio is now generating $3,000 a year. While this is happening, you're learning a scalable skill, not a hobby, a skill that can become a business. Digital marketing, sales, software development, something you can sell without selling your time. Year 6, you start a side business using that skill, a B quadrant business. It makes $20,000 in its first year. Not amazing, but it's a new income stream. You're now E, I, and B. Years 7 and 8, the business grows. $50,000, then $80,000. You're still working your E quadrant job, but your B business is now getting very close to replacing that income. Year 9, your business hits $100,000 in profit. Your investment portfolio is now generating $6,000 a year in dividends. Combined, that's $106,000. Your job pays $60,000. You quit. You are now full-time on the right side of the quadrant. That's the path. It isn't fast and it isn't easy, but it is how you escape. Now here's the part most people miss: taxes. The quadrant you're in determines how much you pay, and this is the real secret. As an employee, you pay the most. The government takes its cut before you even see your money. Federal, state, Social Security, a six-figure employee can easily lose 40% to taxes. You earn $100,000, you keep $60,000. The self-employed quadrant is just as bad, hit with a 15% self-employment tax on top of everything else. But the right side? It's a different game. Business owners deduct expenses before they pay taxes. Investors get favorable capital gains rates and depreciation write-offs. The tax code isn't fair. It's written to reward business owners and investors and punish employees and the self-employed. This is why your quadrant determines your wealth. It's not just cash flow, it's taxes, it's scalability, it's time. So here's the bottom line. There are 4 ways to make money. The left side trades time for money. The right side builds assets and systems. The left side pays the most in taxes. The right side pays the least. The left side has a hard ceiling on your income. The right side has unlimited potential. Most people will stay E quadrant for 40 years, retire on a small 401k, and wonder why they never got ahead. The answer is simple. They stayed on the left side. You don't have to. You are not stuck, but you have to be intentional. You have to invest instead of spend. You have to think long-term. You just learned the map. The question is, will you do the work to make the journey?
There are 4 ways to make money in this world. 4. That's it. And the category you fall into right now largely determines your financial future. Robert Kiyosaki calls this the Cashflow Quadrant, and understanding it is the key to seeing why you might be stuck and exactly how to get unstuck. The quadrant is divided into 2 sides. On the left, you have E for employee and S for self-employed. On the right, you have B for business owner and I for investor. Here's the hard truth Kiyosaki uncovered. The left side is engineered to keep you financially constrained. The right side is where real wealth is built. Let's break it down. Most of us start in the E quadrant as an employee. You trade your time for a paycheck. You work for someone else. When you work, you get paid. When you stop, the money stops. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor earning $500,000 or a cashier earning minimum wage. If you're trading hours for dollars under a boss, you have a job. The problem? There's a ceiling. You only have so many hours in a day, and your employer only has so much they're willing to pay you. Your entire income depends on one company. That isn't security, it's a massive risk. To escape this, many people jump to the S quadrant for self-employed. Think freelancers, consultants, or small shop owners who do everything themselves. You've fired your boss, but you've just hired hundreds of new ones, your clients. You still trade time for money. In fact, you often work more hours for more stress because you are the business. If you take a vacation, your income takes a vacation too. You don't own a business, you own a job. This is the fundamental trap of the left side. You are the asset. Your time, your skill, your labor. The moment you stop, everything stops. The right side of the quadrant operates on a completely different principle. On the right side, you don't work for money. You own assets that make money for you. B is for business owner, and I don't mean someone who owns a job. I mean someone who owns a system. A true B quadrant business has employees, managers, and processes that generate profit whether the owner shows up or not. The founder of McDonald's isn't flipping burgers. They built a system that flips burgers. That system is the asset. You can take a month off and the business makes more money. That is the crucial difference. Then there's the I quadrant for investor. This is the domain of the truly wealthy. Here, your money works for you. You don't work at all. Your capital generates returns. Rental properties send you checks every month. Dividend stocks pay you every quarter. Your investments compound, creating more wealth without you lifting a finger. So how do you move from the left side to the right side? This is the most important part. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. That's reckless. The path is to use your income from the left side to buy or build assets on the right side. Here's the roadmap. Let's say you're an employee making $60,000 a year and you manage to save $10,000. You can use that $10,000 as a down payment on a rental property. Suddenly, you have an asset that generates, say, $500 a month in positive cash flow. That's $6,000 a year. You've just replaced 10% of your job's income with B quadrant income. Do that again and again. Or you could take that $10,000 and invest it in a portfolio of solid dividend stocks. Maybe it only generates $400 in the first year. It's small, but you've started. You now have money working for you. Next year, you add another $10,000. You keep building. The strategy is to build your right side income while your left side income pays the bills. Eventually, your asset income will grow large enough to cover your lifestyle. At that point, your job becomes optional. That is the definition of financial freedom. It isn't about earning more. It's about changing how you earn.